The retirement time bomb. Is your financial future at risk? Are you sitting on a ticking time bomb when it comes to your retirement? If you've ever worried about running out of money in your golden years, or if the thought of working until you drop makes you break out in a cold sweat, then this video is an absolute must-watch. Hey there, finance friends. Today, we're tackling a topic that's got everyone from Wall Street to Main Street on edge: the impending retirement crisis in America. Now, did you know that over 90% of working households in the US aren't meeting their retirement savings targets? That's not just a few people falling behind. That's practically everyone. It's like we're all running a marathon, but most of us are barely past the starting line. But wait, it gets worse. Even if you've been diligently squirreling away money your whole career, you're not out of the woods. Market losses, pension system meltdowns, and Social Security woes are turning what should be your golden years into a potential financial nightmare. Let's break it down further. Half of all private sector workers don't even have access to a pension or 401k plan. And hold on to your hats, about 40% of the population has exactly zero saved for retirement. Even among those with 401k plans, most don't have enough of a financial cushion to weather a storm. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I plan to live to 90. Surely I'll figure it out by then. Well, you're not alone. Many of today's workers are planning for a long life. The problem? About 45% of people think they might outlive their savings. It's like planning a cross-country road trip with only enough gas to get you to the next town. You might start the journey feeling optimistic, but you're going to hit a major roadblock sooner rather than later. The numbers are staggering. The level of savings for most Americans is so low, it's like trying to fill the Grand Canyon with a garden hose. Most workers have little chance of outpacing inflation during their senior years. We're not just facing a bump in the road here, folks. We're staring down the barrel of a full-blown retirement crisis. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, and unfortunately, we're all passengers on this ride. If nothing changes, we're looking at a future with a lot more seniors living in poverty and relying on public services. It's not just a personal finance issue, it's a societal time bomb. Imagine a future where your parents, your neighbors, maybe even you, are struggling to make ends meet in what should be your golden years. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? But wait, there's more. Market turmoil, skyrocketing healthcare costs, and the looming threat of recession are all taking aim at our retirement dreams. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room: inflation. For retirees on fixed incomes, persistent inflation is like a hungry termite, constantly eating away at their financial foundation. Especially when it comes to essentials like food and fuel, inflation is hitting seniors hard. And what about Social Security, that safety net we've all been counting on? Well, it's got more holes than a slice of Swiss cheese. The system is facing a 75-year deficit, and by 2033, it'll only be 3/4 funded. That's like planning a 12-month trip with only 9 months of supplies. You might start off okay, but those last few months are going to be pretty rough. Here's another kicker. Many retirees assume Medicare will cover their long-term care costs. Spoiler alert, it won't. That's a financial sucker punch many aren't prepared for. For younger workers, the outlook isn't any rosier. Benefits are gradually declining, and pension plans, once considered the gold standard of retirement safety, are shifting towards riskier investments and facing significant losses. The impact of these cuts is hitting middle-income families and those without 401k plans or company pensions especially hard. It's creating a retirement gap wider than the Grand Canyon. And unlike the Grand Canyon, this gap isn't a wonder to behold. It's a chasm of financial insecurity that's swallowing up the American dream. Now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture: the nation's public pension system. It's in critical condition. Pension liabilities are projected to balloon to $1.62 trillion this year, up from $135 trillion in 2019. That's not just a bump, that's a mountain of debt. It's like watching a balloon inflate, knowing it's going to pop, but not knowing exactly when. The fiscal year ending in June 2022 saw the aggregate funded ratio of state and municipal public pension plans take a nosedive, dropping by 7.9 percentage points. That's the largest single-year decline since the 2008 financial crisis. The fall is terrifying, and there's no guarantee of a bounce back. And it's not just affecting one group. Workers across all income and age groups are feeling the heat. Nearly half of those saving for retirement say they'll have to postpone it due to the collapsing stock market. It's like the finish line of a marathon keeps moving further away the closer you get. You've been running for miles, but suddenly the end is nowhere in sight. But here's the real gut punch. Even if you make it to retirement, you might find yourself shortchanged. More than 40% of middle-aged households won't be able to replace even half of their pre-retirement income. The gap between retirement income and the cost of healthcare, food, and housing is widening for many. It's like trying to cross a chasm that keeps getting broader with every step. You might start off thinking you can make the jump, but as the gap widens, you realize you're in for a much harder landing than you anticipated. Christian Weller, a retirement specialist, paints a grim picture. He warns that many people will reach retirement in despair, with the average American household having virtually no chance to reach adequate retirement savings in the next 50 years. The retirement dream of a secure and comfortable life after work is rapidly becoming a fairy tale for hard-working Americans. It's like watching the American dream turn into a financial nightmare. The white picket fence is starting to look more like a chain-link fence, and the golden years are losing their luster. So, what can we do about this impending crisis? Well, that's where you come in. We need to start having serious conversations about retirement security, both on a personal and national level. It's time to stop burying our heads in the sand and face this challenge head-on. First, take a hard look at your own retirement plan. Are you saving enough? Do you have a diversified portfolio? Are you taking advantage of any employer matching programs? It's never too early or too late to start planning. Think of it like planting a tree. The best time to start was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. Second, educate yourself about alternative retirement strategies. This could include exploring passive income streams, considering part-time work in retirement, or looking into unconventional investment options. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your retirement strategy just like you would your investment portfolio. Third, make your voice heard. Reach out to your local representatives and express your concerns about retirement security. The more noise we make, the more likely it is that policymakers will take action. Remember, squeaky wheels get the grease, and we need a lot of grease to fix this retirement machine. Consider joining or supporting organizations that advocate for retirement security. There's strength in numbers, and together we can push for policies that protect and enhance retirement benefits for all Americans. It's like being part of a team. Individually, we might struggle, but together we can move mountains. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding the challenges we face, we can start to work towards solutions. It won't be easy, but then again, nothing worth doing ever is. It's like climbing a mountain. The journey might be tough, but the view from the top will be worth it. And that's all for today, folks. I hope this video has given you some food for thought about your retirement plans. Remember, the future may look uncertain, but with the right information and action, we can work towards a more secure retirement for all. Before I go, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more eye-opening financial content.